if you think of this place isn't a party because it is a living thing. But if we look at it for a moment under the lens of it being a party and that you are hosting the party and the party has to end at some point, why does the party end now?
Well, I think time is too strong of a thing to overcome, and a lot of times your time is just ultimately up. You know, I don't want to go. Also, 10 years is so long. Like this amount of time, so much has happened within it that I feel like courses have changed within that 10 years, but you still have a commitment. So maybe like I would have gotten pushed off course if I wasn't, say, like committed and really tethered and loved this place, but we just had to keep doing what we were doing. There is a bit of relief for me that I was able to fulfill the commitment that I signed.
Yeah.
So I think it's about being able to understand the end is coming anyway eventually to anything.
Sure.
And that this just seems like the right time.
Well, you bring up 10 years. It's also a nice round number, but it's hard for people to imagine the life of a place that is a living thing being around that long in the current environment, I think, too. But if you could, for a moment, like rewind in your mind and go back 10 years, and you told me one time about this being empty, you hadn't had it set up yet, you were drinking tequila on a ladder, and you were hanging the lights and listening to music. At that point, you alone in this space, imagining what you wanted it to look like. So that memory then, and the reality of now, how are some of the ways when those two courses collided, and how are some of the ways when they differed, or you changed course intentionally maybe, and we're like, nah, this is where we should go?
You know, it was so funny because I had a vision in my mind about the way the tables would look, and then we set them up. And we had the butcher paper on them, and it just looked flat against the white chairs. It just looked kind of blah. So we ripped the butcher paper off, and we were like, holy shit, that just looks so good. So I guess I define the whole thing like that. Sometimes you just have to keep like looking at things from different perspectives along the way. You open up a place and then it grows on a cellular level. The people who fill the room make it change, add inspiration to it, lift it up, give it like a new inspiration, right? You know, like just different things happen. Yeah. And I think along the way, what I'm really most proud of is that I really feel like keeping our level the whole time could have been something that could have gone away with all the challenges we faced. But we kept evolving and kept being us and kept trying hard and kept talking about it and kept working through it. You know, St. Paul, the city, kind of did this, but I saw that we were always climbing, always, you know, having something else to aspire to. I don't know, like, it's just kind of the way that things roll out. It's relatively organic. And then when we found like people like you and Sasha and this core team for the last 6-7 years, right? It's easy to kind of just go with it because y'all are so good. You know, we were all like in the same vibe and the same groove. It didn't seem like that long, you know, it just felt good to work together. Yeah. So we just kept going, man, you know. It's our own little island in here. Everything else out there can like go up and down, and we can like rise with the tide and lower with the tide too. But even though that was the case, we were still headed in a direction that we wanted to go always. That was a lot of answer. I'm not sure what I answered.
No, you totally answered it. And I really it made me think of another kind of way to look at it also. You're talking about when you gestured this, St. Paul is going up and down or whatever, but we go up like this. Since you're looking, you can't help but look back. You don't want to look back with regret because you can't build on that. There's nothing helpful with that feeling. It's just kind of wasted, right? But you can look back with some element of nostalgia. But good leadership, I think, is built on things like an onward attitude. So to have a staff of so many people throughout the years look up to you, depend on you, how were there some times and moments where you had to make some tough decisions as a leader that you stick by, and that in retrospect, hopefully you're looking back with an element of nostalgia, but positivity at the same time? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Well, COVID brought up a lot of wild things where you were kind of tasked with running your business and figuring out, everything through the muck and the mire there, and trying to, stay open and translate your business into not being what it was. Like something the opposite of what you tried to make it. And when I look back to opening, I feel like we really did such a good, solid job with the opening and the conceptual work and the kind of minimalism of things that it was easy for it to, coalesce into a concept that continued to be comfortable and pretty. I don't know.
And the aesthetics are very pretty too, and not pretty, but very important. Like you were talking about a couple minutes ago, you just take the paper off the table and all of a sudden you reveal the shine of it, complementary to what's happening outside the windows. The visuals are very important. Sometimes the visuals are things that stick with us longer too. So I'm curious, the last several years, people have been really into talking about living in the moment. And they say this with the understanding that the moments are going to keep going, not forever, there's an end to everything, but for at least right now. You knowing that the ending to this living thing is coming along the way, just around the corner at this point, but you've known it for a couple of months now, are you able to, and have you been able to, stay in the moment, or can you not help but step outside of yourself, maybe back up against the pillar, see the whole room, and start clicking away lasting memories in your mind visually that you can hold on to for later? Have you been able to stay present with this part, this ending approaching?
Yeah. Actually doing these exit interviews has kept me very present. Because it's a kind of a weekly reminder of what's really important. Most of what we're going to achieve here has already been achieved, right? So I'm not looking to be it's nice to be busy on the way out, but I'm not looking to be greedy. I'm not looking to be whatever. I want to make sure everybody's okay, and I want us to get to the end and have it be what we want it to be. This, stay classy, finish strong, kind of scenario. Daniel, I just want to make sure everybody here is okay on the way out. I've been able to be present, but I also have been working on the closure already, right? Like we've all had a long time to think about this because we shared that it could be a possibility a long time ago. So the way my brain works is that I'm always running these scenarios anyway. So in my brain, I've already done the last speech a couple times in my head. I've already, I've been running through the things that are important, thinking about what I wouldn't want to miss. But mostly, I want to make sure you guys are okay on the way out and that it works for you. Because I've gotten every good thing I could have possibly gotten out of this already. It already happened. The next 3 weeks are just, I think about, like I say about you guys, and feeling appreciated for what you've done. And I appreciate what I've done. I do feel like gravity is, what it feels like? It feels like a dam with one hole in it, and the water just goes down that one hole, and you're kind of like in the water being sucked towards that hole, and it's happening faster and faster. That like gravity is taking over here. Yeah. So I can feel it in my heart that we're being pulled very quickly towards this closing. And time feels really fast right now.
Is it an uncomfortable fast?
Yeah. I'll be ready because it's so much emotion. It's so much emotion that it will be some relief to me. There's the business side of this too, right? Like it's not been, if you're talking just numbers, like things are really hard that way. But most importantly is like, how you feel about the work when you walk away from it. And like this is it's like there's so much duality with Mutrice being nominated for a hospitality award and this closing out. It's just really, it's been a lot of clutter for my brain dealing with the happy and the sad. Yeah. But I know that everybody here, the main thing is that I think everybody's prepared for what's next. Yeah. I think everybody here is ready for what's next. Look at you. I mean, everybody is so good here. Everybody's ready. So I feel confident in that. And it makes it a lot easier for me to also be able to move on.
And you said before a couple of times, it's not a common occurrence to be able to choose how the story of your concept, the story of your living thing, your party, if you will, ends. Since you get to have that and we get to share in that together, I think that makes it a lot easier for all of us. Because like you said, there isn't anything else that you really want to accomplish here that you need to accomplish here. Everybody that I have come across that has been here before, everybody that I've worked with over the years, all of us are so grateful that we had the opportunity just to work with you. But beyond that, you fostered the development of so many incredible friendships and relationships that you don't owe us anything, man. We owe you so much. And I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say that we're indebted to you. And whatever you do next, whether it be nothing, hanging on the beach, or doing something else that's just gonna get you going in that direction that you're so used to, you're gonna do it well, and we wish you the best. Thank you so much.
I can't repay you. That's what I've been thinking about that this whole time. I can't repay you guys for what you've done. Holy shit. Well, I'm glad we both feel the same. Thanks, Daniel. Much love, brother. You're the fucking best. Thanks for taking the time with me.
Anytime with you.
Yeah, man.
It was a good time.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, brother.
Yeah. We'll hang.
All right.
We be hanging. Nice. Real good, Daniel. You're amazing.